a dream I know. Deep up my feelings for you. Watch.
Hello reality viewers, welcome back again to Reality Latest Gist, the home of news and politics. For this channel, we dey drop news every day and we dey react to every videos wey comes our way. And na reality news now we dey drop for this channel, and we dey also dey talk am as e be. If today na the first time we say you dey come across this channel, you are highly welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. And if you are returning subscribers, I appreciate all of una for una massive support to this channel. I say may God bless all of una in Jesus name, amen. I get video wey I want present to una this very moment, and I go dey follow una dey watch the video. After we don watch am together, make we drop our opinion constructively for the comment section. Like our videos and also share our videos if possible. Bye for now.
This is a very commendable effort by your organization to focus on inclusivity, especially in a what looks like a forthcoming very volatile election in Anambra State, that we are not very certain will be very inclusive. But we believe that with your effort, we can achieve that inclusivity. But I want to also say to your organization, first, permit me, I must express my ignorance. I didn't know you were disorganized. You're very organized. Very organized. Secondly, I will employ your leadership to take advantage of various organizations that works in this space. They can actually mainstream you into their project and help to train and to give you capacity to function more effectively. Inec, of course, those who know me, I'm not a contractor. I don't get any contract and I don't take it from Inec. I only speak the truth. Inec is the only organization that I know in this country, with statistics, I can prove it, that have been expressly inclusive. They have made effort to take every step to ensure the inclusivity of those that would have been left behind to be part of the electoral process. And that is very commendable. Now, I want your organization to be the next very inclusive organization. And you have demonstrated it by making sure that our community is represented. I will say in closing that we need inclusive reportage. I know that the likes of very notable, influential individuals, when they are in an event, you run after them to get their views. Please also accommodate we that are at the bottom to also run after us to get our views. And I think that is inclusive reportage. And I'll end by congratulating you for taking the bold step to be one of the first group that identifies with inclusive electoral process. Of course, you know that any democratic process that is not inclusive is a total rape on democracy.
In this particular program, this program is timely and it is also germane, considering the fact that the governorship election in Anambra State is a few weeks away. This program and its outcome, we know that point a clear pathway for the smooth and successful conduct of the said election. As some of you are already aware, the tenure of the incumbent governor of Anambra State will expire on the 17th day of March 2022. Pursuant to section 178, subsection 1 and 2 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 as amended, and Section 25, subsection 7 and 8 of the Electoral Act 2010 as amended, the earliest date for the election into the office of the governor of Anambra State shall be the 18th day of October 2021, and the latest date for the said election shall be the 15th day of February 2022. By virtue of the provisions of Section 198, subsection 2 of the Constitution and 25(8) of the Electoral Act, election into the office of a governor shall hold not earlier than 150 days and not later than 30 days before the expiration of the term of office of the last holder of the office. In the exercise of the powers conferred on it by the Constitution and the Electoral Act, the Commission issued a timetable and schedule of activities in January for the conduct of the election and scheduled the election to hold on the 6th day of November 2021. Out of the 14 items listed in the said timetable and schedule of activities, the Commission has implemented 8, and on the 7th day of October 2021, the Commission will publish the official register of voters and the final list of nominated candidates. It shall not compromise on the conduct of a good election in any part of the country. Coming to the part of the media, this particular commission wants to put it on record that we have enjoyed, as the CPS pointed out, tremendous cooperation and even assistance from the Inec Press Corps in terms of reaching a wider population of Nigerians and also disseminating information relating to our processes and also relating to our procedures. Because we believe that a well-informed and rational media is an access to the democratic process. And it's based on this that this commission will also organize programs in Anambra State just before the election aimed at informing the media on the different constitutional and legal issues involved in the conduct of a governorship election. And we will continue to do this because we believe that when the media is properly informed and when people are properly educated, that our democratic process will be the better for it. On Monday, the 4th day of October 2021, the Commission will open its online media accreditation portal for the accreditation of journalists that will cover the Anambra governorship election. And this portal will also close on the 26th day of October 2021. Only accredited media organizations will be allowed to cover the elections in Anambra State. While access to polling units is open to all accredited journalists covering the election, the collation centers, both at the registration area, at the local government area, and at the state collation center, will be open to only a limited number of journalists on account of the pandemic. Therefore, for each media organization, we are going to have a representative. Radio stations will have one representative at the collation center, while the television stations will have a reporter and a cameraman. And then we're also going to have a reporter and a photographer for some media organizations. All accredited journalists and allied staff have the right to cover all election procedures within their respective jurisdictions for which they have been accredited.
To facilitate inclusion of persons living with disability, discourage vote buying and rigging, while enhancing electoral integrity and accountability. We believe this could help in terms of ensuring that inclusiveness is achieved. Number 2, adequate provision for voter information and education on proposed electronic voting technologies to diverse voters so they can understand and feel confident using the equipment. Number 3, specific voter education campaigns should be designed and targeted at certain disadvantaged groups, explaining features that may facilitate their participation. Number 4, prompt consideration and provision of materials like Braille voter guide for voters with visual, impartial, or other forms that secure electoral inclusive in the electoral process. Number 5, mandatory implementation of parties' policies that enable equal participation and eliminate gender discrimination at all levels to encourage women participation. Though this measure, political parties will facilitate and promote women inclusion and participation in the electoral process, especially within the party structures and throughout election. Because what political parties are doing now, they are just sitting down, only leaving the trouble or the work with, sometimes Inec, but largely civil society organizations. Those are the ones that are doing that. And political parties have the responsibility to engage their members on educating and enlightening them even on the electoral process. But they don't take that responsibility. I don't know why. The only thing that they are desperate for is to capture the power. And when they capture the power to do the work for the benefit of good people of Nigeria, it becomes also another problem. Number 6, increasing priority for passage and assent into the Gender Equal Opportunity Bill by the National Assembly to demonstrate the legislature's concern for the right of women to equal opportunities with the guaranteed appropriate measures against gender discrimination in political and public life. If National Assembly is concerned or is interested in ensuring inclusiveness of women, creating space for women, then we are urging them to consider this very important bill before them. I think National Assembly, by its nature, if the principal officers are interested in a particular bill, it is a deal done. If the Speaker and the principal officers in the House of Representatives, the Senate President, the principal officers in the Senate, if they all want something, no member will be a rebel. Otherwise, you will see the consequences of their exclusion. Number 7, implementing appropriate regulations and adequate sanction on political funding as an enabler for level the playing field in the electoral competition. This will ensure women are able to compete on a more equal footing with men, while increasing women and youth inclusion and participation in the electoral process. A situation whereby the whole process is privatized, commercialized, monetized. It is difficult for any decent women, young people, and other decent Nigerians to participate in the process. So we are saying that one of the measures that will ensure and guarantee inclusiveness is to ensure that the process is not, totally commercialized the way it is now. If you do not have unexplained wealth or stolen money or looted money, it is difficult to participate in the electoral process now because of the so much money involved in it. And that is why we are calling for regulation, proper regulation and enforcement of campaign financing. The way it is now, they spend a lot of money, and some of this money are actually stolen money. So as we're going to 2023, you will see a lot of money coming because they hide the money, which is a public money. It's not a money that is legitimately owned by some of these people. So it is important, and that is why we keep on hammering about security boards. The security board, they do part of the security board. When they steal it, they also invest it into election process so that they will continue, the vicious cycle will continue to be there. I think it is important that we insist that absolute regulation and enforcement by Inec to minimize the use of money. It is absolutely necessary. Number 8, developing creative strategies for youth inclusion and engagement by Inec to promote youth participation in the electoral process. Number 9, holistic support by political parties to youth candidates to promote competent youth leadership through reduction of nomination forms to allow youth to contribute their quota in the political arena. Number 10, creating more proactive approach by Inec to engaging with youth as voter, electoral candidate, and electoral messengers. Number 11, observer groups should give adequate attention to issues of inclusiveness when observing in the Nigeria, as well as adoption status of the electronic voting technology, so that when we are observing the election, civil society should also monitor carefully about women, youth, people with disability, inclusiveness, or otherwise. This will help to strengthen also, strategy that Inec could use to ensure that young people, youth, and disabled people, as well as women, are fully carried on board. Number 12, adequate consideration must be accorded other groups of voters like elderly, illiterate, rural dwellers to promote all-inclusive electoral processes so that the whole process is actually inclusive. I think, ladies and gentlemen, I cannot afford to keep the Inspector General of Police, neither can I afford to keep the Inec chair, neither can I afford to stop the very gentleman there, and all of you that are very, very, very busy people. But I just want to conclude by saying that Transition Monitoring Group is out there to ensure that it galvanizes Nigerians, to ensure that they register and they perform their civic responsibility so that we can hold those who have been elected to be responsive and responsible leaders to account for their deed. We are not interested in observing election and then go and sit down for 4 years. No, we want to make sure that the election delivers good governance. That is the new paradigm shift that TMG is putting in place. We want to make sure that people go there, do their constitutional responsibility diligently without diverting into heightening the polity. Instead of doing the work, you are busy trying to create tension and crisis so that young people will continue to die. This time around, TMG will mobilize Nigerian people to ensure that, to say no to electoral violence, not vote buying. The government had in the past did something that was very, very terrible, which is tantamount to vote buying. This trader money thing that they say they were doing, why is it that they stop it now? They did it only during the campaign. So we hope this time around they will not also repeat it.